Welcome back to Predicting the NFL with Mickey G. First of all, I'd like to start off with a subscribe to Pewdiepie. And then second of all, did you see what the Dolphins did? Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. Nice hook and ladder. We throw a pitch after that. My man's Kenyon Drake just runs all the way to touchdown to beat the Patriots. Probably the best thing that happened this week. Definitely wasn't the Jaguars game, I can tell you that. Now that we've done that, let's move on to the rest of the recap here. Didn't have that great of a week. Went 8-8. So, kind of disappointing there. Which takes me down to 125-83. I was 2-1 in the special games. And since the one I got wrong was the only one I got right last week, now all three of the games are 8-6. But let's start with the crap fest, the one that I got wrong. That was the Jets-Bills. So the previous 2 weeks, I picked the Jets as the upset. And both times they decided to not win. And so I'm like, well, they're playing the Bills. Josh Allen's been kind of cooking lately. Running all over defenses. Still running all over defenses. But I was wrong. He's still running over the defense, but the rest of the team sucked. And Sam Darnold was back, and apparently he was better now. So he won the game for the Bills. For the Jets. Yeah, definitely not for the Bills. He beat the Bills. Yeah. Upset, Cleveland. Welcome to relevance. They beat the Panthers. Kind of helped that they were in Cleveland, because if they weren't, they probably would have lost. But they were able to win that game, so congratulations to you. And then game of the week, this game was real slow. It took a while to get going. Okay? Both offenses couldn't do crap. And Kirk, you're not doing what you need to do, brother. Come on, man. But instead, the Seahawks went out there and they got themselves a dub and continuing their explosive second half of the season. Great job out there. Move on to the rest of the game. We start with the Thursday night game, which I don't want to talk about, and I don't want to talk about Derrick Henry's 99-yard freaking touchdown where he straight up just grabbed Boye's face and just threw it on the ground. But, it happened, and they got destroyed. Then there was the Ravens-Chiefs, which was a pretty good game down to the wire, and then the Chiefs ended up pulling it out. Lamar, great plays. Ravens, you might have the division after this week. Just saying. Steelers wow, they're bad. Already mentioned Dolphins-Patriots game, and boy, that was epic. Great play. Out of way, Miami. Fantastic. Next, I had the Colts-Texans, which I got incorrect. Thanks to Andrew Luck just annihilating everyone. T.Y. Hilton just run all over the Texans. Great plays by Deshaun Watson, but still didn't get the dubski. Then we have the Bengals and Chargers, who the Chargers tried their best to lose their game. They really did. They really didn't want to win. I don't know why, but they were able to pull it out at the end. It's a good job there. Then there was the Steelers and the Raiders, and oh my gosh, every Pittsburgh fan just does not want to think about that game, do they? That was horrible. How do you lose to the Raiders? Oh my gosh. Boswell's trash, brother. They're holding tryouts for kicker. Come on, Pittsburgh. What do you do? Oh, geez. They just fallen apart, haven't they? Then there was the Broncos, who they lost to San Francisco. Here I am. I'm pulling for you. Come on, Case. I'm trying to get you to the playoffs here, and you can't even beat the 49ers. What are you doing? Very disappointing game. Then we move on. We have the Rams and Bears, and wow, both defenses were fantastic in this game. That was epic. Oh my gosh. Both quarterbacks just were trash, throwing picks left and right. Trubisky, he played, but brother, he was hurt. He was not feeling good out there. He threw multiple interceptions. Same for Jared Goff, and just both defenses just had a game. The score was 15-6. That's a weird score, dude. I don't know. Then there was the Saints Buccaneers, and I was this close to breaking the TV, brother. Oh my gosh. Buccaneers came out there. They were winning 14-3. Jeez. And then Saints were like, all right, hold up, fam. We are not losing to the Buccaneers twice in this season, where they're the worst team in the division. This is not happening. And then, brother, they turned up. Thank you, Drew, for not making me want to kill someone. thank you for actually winning the game. Then we had the Falcons, Packers, and Packers played a lot better without their Mr. Mike McCarthy as head coach. Granted, against the Falcons, so I probably shouldn't have picked to win, but I really didn't want to pick the Packers, and they've been trash lately. Both teams are garbage, and oh my gosh, that was bad to watch. Then there was the Giants, who just absolutely steamrolled over the Redskins, which is making me too optimistic for this week when they play the Jaguars. Then there was the Lions, who they beat up on the Cardinals, who were just trash. And oh my gosh, that was disappointing to watch. And then finally we have the Eagles at the Cowboys, who were this close to beating them. But the Cowboys were able to finish it off with Amari Cooper just, basically catching off the back of the corner. Corner knocks the ball and then just flies up. Amari's like, yeet, and then just steps into the end zone to finish off the game. But oh boy, that was a bummer. But it was very exciting to watch this week. Great games. Oh boy. Which then moves us in to the predictions. And boy, oh boy, do we got some funsies over here, boys. Starting off the week, we have the Chargers at Kansas City, and this should be a real good one here. Sad thing is, the Chargers are in Kansas City, and Kansas City plays great when they're at home. So I hate to do this, but I want them to win, Chargers. I want you to win. But I can't pick you here. Chiefs are playing really well. They just beat a Ravens team that was real close to getting them, and so I feel like they got to stay ahead here. Considering also that the Chargers almost lost to the Bengals, and they're absolute garbage. Then we have the Browns at the Broncos. Browns, they're making a run here, but so are the Broncos. The Broncos are in Mile High. Okay, Lindsey's about to have like 200 yards rushing. I'm sorry, Cleveland. You're trash when you're not in Cleveland. Okay, and Broncos are definitely better at Mile High. So I got to go with the Broncos here winning this dub here. Then we have the Texans at the Jets. Texans, sad loss last week. Jets, very surprising dub. Texans, one loss against a good team in the Colts. I got to keep them rolling here. They're getting the win here. Then we have our crap fest of the week, everybody. We got ourselves the Oakland Raiders at the Bengals. Now, Oakland, don't get too excited about your win against Pittsburgh. They're doing their absolute best to not make the playoffs, so don't feel too proud because they're not very good. Bengals, on the other hand, they're at home. They played well against the Chargers. I'm going to go with them just because they're home, and I really don't think the Raiders deserve a win. Then we have the Patriots at Steelers, and Steelers, I thought that home field advantage would help you, but it didn't help you against the Chargers, and I don't think it's going to help you against the Patriots, especially since it's the Patriots. So I got to go with Patriots and them, and plus, the only teams they can beat are the ones that have winning records. So got to go with the Patriots here. Moving on to the AFC NFC games, we have the Lions at the Bills. And let me tell you, boys, Lions, they're not very good. Bills, however, they're at home, and I thought that would help last week, but it didn't. But Josh Allen's still playing really well, running the ball, and the Lions, I just can't see you winning here. I'm gonna go with the Bills. I don't know. Then we have the Cowboys at the Colts. Now, the Colts just had a great game last week against the Texans. Cowboys, they played well, but the Eagles are not very good. And so I got to go with the Colts here. They're playing much better. They look like a better team. That's all I got to say there. Then we have the Titans at the Giants. And boy, this is my upset of the week. The Titans, they're away. They're not always the best when they're away. And the Giants, they're doing not that much better at home. But they're also all their home wins have been like the last 3 games or so. So that's really good for them. So I think the Giants go out there, they continue their good play, and they win here. Then we have the Redskins at the Jaguars, and oh my gosh, Redskins are bad, and so are the Jaguars. And this would be the crap fest if I didn't want to feel bad for making the Jaguars in a crap fest. But I want to go with the Jaguars here, man. Redskins look horrible last week. They're playing some random quarterback dude, just hasn't played since 2011 or something. Jaguars, please win this. I'm picking you, man. I'm begging you. Don't suck, please. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Then we have the Buccaneers at the Ravens, and the Buccaneers are definitely not as good as the Ravens. So Ravens, I'm gonna go here, and I want you to go, and I want you to sked it all over them with Lamar Jackson running for about 400 yards. That'll be lots of fun. Then we have the Dolphins at the Vikings. Dolphins, great play last week, but they're very up and down. So are the Vikings. But I believe in Kirk. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Vikings here. Probably not the best decision, but they're also at home. So that very helps the decision a lot there. So I'm going to go with them. Packers at Bears. Well, the Packers, they're not very good. They had a good game last week, but also against a not very good Falcons team. Well, the Bears were able to have a great defensive stop against one of the best offenses in the league in the Rams. So I feel like the Bears here, when Trubisky, now second game back from injury, is going to play a lot better and be able to go out there and get a dub for the Bears. Then we have ourselves the Cardinals at the Falcons. The Cardinals are trash. Falcons played bad last week, but they're home. Maybe some little Atlanta charm going to help them out. So I'm going to give them the win there. Next, we have the Seahawks at 49ers. 49ers, you got to win, but I don't feel too proud of yourselves, okay? Seahawks, however, they had a great win against the Vikings, and they're going to continue this winning streak here, and they're going to beat the 49ers. Next, we have the Eagles at the Rams. Eagles just lost against the Cowboys. Rams just lost to the Bears, but the Rams are still a very good team, so I'm going to go with them beating the Eagles because they're just a much better team. That's all there is to it. Then we have the Saints at the Panthers. Saints are really good. They just won last week. It took them a little bit, but they got up to speed. They're going to be riding that momentum against Carolina Panthers, who've been, they've dive bombing horribly. So Saints going to go out there, and they're going to get the win here. So great job. Very proud. And that's really all I have to say here. So that is all for this week. That's a lot of Dubberooskies. And we have our first Saturday games this week. That's the Browns and the Texans games. So go watch those if you don't have anything to do on a Saturday. Thanks for watching, and as always, adios.